You know, in every single one of our homes, there's this little metal box tucked away in a closet or a garage that stands guard over our entire electrical system. It's literally the difference between a safe, cozy home and a major fire hazard. So today, we're going to crack that box open and really understand the two incredible technologies that have served as our unseen guardians, the good old fuse and the modern circuit breaker.
I mean, you've probably seen it 1,000 times, right? Maybe you've even had to go and flip a switch or two when the light suddenly went out. But what is that box actually doing? Let me tell you, its job is way more important than just getting the TV back on.
At the end of the day, it's all about stopping one single, very dangerous thing: electrical overload. This is what happens when you try to pull way too much electricity through a wire. Think about it. You're running the microwave, the toaster, and the coffee maker all from the same outlet. That wire starts to get hot, really hot. The plastic insulation can melt, and that is a massive fire risk. The entire job of that box is to slam on the brakes before things even get close to dangerous.
Now, the very first solution to this problem was a simple, yet totally brilliant little device. Let's meet the original hero of home electrical safety, the fuse.
The idea behind a fuse is just genius in its simplicity. Inside that little glass or ceramic tube is a tiny strip of metal, and it's intentionally designed to be the absolute weakest link in your entire electrical system.
The best way to think about it is like this. The fuse is a sacrificial soldier. It literally melts down, completely destroying itself in the process, just to save the rest of your wiring from getting fried. It's a one-time, heroic act of self-destruction.
So here's how it plays out. When the amount of electricity is normal, everything flows through that little wire just fine. But the second an overload happens, that surge of power acts like a blowtorch. The wire instantly vaporizes, creating a physical gap. And just like that, the flow of electricity is cut dead in its tracks, protecting your home. It's simple, it's effective, and it's permanent.
But that whole permanent, one-time sacrifice thing, well, that's also the fuse's biggest weakness. And as technology evolved, we needed a better, more convenient solution. And this led to the modern guardian that you'll find in almost every home today, the circuit breaker. So, unlike the fuse, a circuit breaker isn't designed to destroy itself. Not at all. It's a much smarter, automatic switch. It sees the same dangerous surge of current, but instead of melting, it just trips. It flicks itself open and breaks the circuit that way.
So inside that little black switch, there's a clever internal mechanism. It might be a strip of two metals that bends with heat or a little electromagnet. When the current gets too high, this mechanism physically triggers a spring-loaded switch. You hear that really distinct click sound as it snaps open, and boom, the power is cut instantly. Okay, so we have the classic sacrificial soldier on one side and the modern reusable guardian on the other. One dies a hero, the other just needs a quick reset. So let's put them head to head and see which one really comes out on top.
All right, the trade-offs are pretty clear. Fuses are a one-and-done deal, while breakers can be reset over and over. But here's something that might surprise you. Fuses are actually faster. Yep, because there are no moving parts, it's just a wire melting, they can react in milliseconds. That incredible speed is why we still use them to protect super-sensitive electronics. For your house, though, the convenience and the super obvious visual cue of a tripped breaker give it a huge advantage.
I mean, when it comes right down to it, this is the difference that matters most to us in our day-to-day lives. When a fuse blows, you're literally in the dark, hunting around with a flashlight for the right replacement that you hope you have. But when a breaker trips, you just walk over to the panel and flip a switch. It's the difference between a real chore and a minor inconvenience. And that key difference, that huge gap in user experience, is exactly why one of these technologies so clearly won the battle for the modern home. The circuit breaker's total dominance really comes down to just a few critical advantages. So, in the end, breakers just won. It's that simple. They won because of pure convenience, sure, but also for a much more important reason: safety. With a breaker, you can't make the incredibly dangerous mistake of replacing, say, a 15-amp fuse with a 30-amp one just to get the lights on. Plus, you never need to keep spares around, and that tripped switch is like a big sign pointing right at the problem circuit. Look, the fuse was a truly brilliant invention for its time, no question about it. But the circuit breaker's amazing combination of reusability and just plain better safety features made it the obvious choice. It basically transformed a potential crisis into a simple reset.
So the next time you walk past that unassuming metal box on the wall, you'll know the whole story of the technology inside. A story of sacrificial soldiers and modern guardians, all working silently 24/7 to keep you safe. So I have to ask, will you ever look at your electrical panel the same way again?